Derek Radley is here, women's golf head coach. Hey, congratulations on the Pac-12 championship. What was that feeling like when you got to maybe a better way to ask this question. What was the feeling like when you knew you had it won?
Dream come true.
Yeah.
Dream come true. I actually don't look at the scores at all on my phone. It doesn't help me help the team.
Sure.
So I know they're doing the best they can, and I'm doing the best I can. And so Coach Monica looks at him, and she says, you need to check with 3 holes to go. And I looked, and we were ahead by 9 shots.
9 shots, yeah.
And so I tried to stay calm and cool.
You don't want to show the team that,
No,
right?
no.
I mean,
no. But, we wanted to finish strong all the way to the last shot, and that's what they did. So just a dream come true. To do it on our home turf, that was the vision we had, 4 years ago when we got here, and to see it come to life was a moment I'll never forget.
So, how special is it to want to be on the course, celebrate? You had a really nice Gatorade bath, by the way. We showed it on the show. Just really good form. Well done. You had the proper attire for said Gatorade bath, didn't you?
Well, that was for the tournament. But I did. I definitely didn't take that jacket off because I was maybe thinking something like that.
That's
might
good,
happen.
though.
Yeah,
That's good. That's what you want as a coach.
100%.
Right?
And then something behind the scenes is that the team made a bet with Coach Monica and myself.
Okay.
That if we had won the Pac-12 championship, then we would be required to take a leap into the pond. Which we have not held up our end of the bargain yet. But they certainly are not letting us forget it. So is
this like you have to do it after hours kind of a thing? I mean,
no. I think the members would
they'd understand.
they'd be cheering. Yeah, they'd understand. So we'll let you stay tuned.
I mean, video or it didn't happen.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, I think that's awesome. Well, hey, congratulations again. And it's funny because we can sit here and talk about how awesome it is because it is awesome, but now you guys still got some golf ahead of you, and that's got to feel pretty great that you guys are a #1 seed heading to Albuquerque.
For sure. Celebrated, took a moment to just kind of let it sink in. But one of the things I loved most was seeing, our players put up on social media how proud they were, but yet we're just getting started.
Yeah.
And so, we're very excited. We're the #1 seed headed to New Mexico this upcoming Friday. And so we're going to get down there 2 days beforehand just to adjust to the elevation, which is going to be at 5,300 feet, which makes quite a bit of difference in golf, especially. And so making sure that we're hydrated before. Clay Jameson's done a great job of helping our team out.
Shout out Clay.
Shout out Clay. And, we're so excited about the challenge, but about the opportunity. We're going to go take care of business.
To give us the scouting report on the course, because it's funny, in every other sport I'm like, hey, what's the scouting report on the other team? But you guys, you're playing the course.
Yeah, we just play the course, right? And so we're going to maximize what we do. I think the biggest thing is just learning how far we hit it in an elevation that is just so different than what we normally play at here in Oregon. So, and also temperature. It's going to be warm. And the last challenge I think that we talked a little bit with our team is going to be the wind. And so learning different trajectories, how to maybe hit it a little bit lower to not let it fly up and lose a lot of distance is going to be really important.
So you're going a few days early. How often do you get a chance to be on the course before the rounds start counting?
So they're pretty strict about it. We will get there on Friday, late evening. I think we arrive at like 8:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, we're allowed out there to practice just on the facilities, not on the course itself, but just hit some balls, chip and putt a little bit from 2 to 6 p.m. on Saturday. So we'll get a good 3 to 4 hours in. And then on Sunday is the practice round, and that's when we're doing what we do and seeing where we want to be, where we don't want to be, taking just notes and then going through it with the team.
What do you do as a coach in those practice rounds? What are you looking at for each of your individuals?
Yeah, so really for us, I mean, the work has already been put in. It's not necessarily about skill, not about technique. It's really about, I would say, Coach Monica and I doing what we do best is trying to figure out a map of the golf course. And so, finding distances to the bunkers. Do we want to go stay short of it? Do we want to try to hit it over it? Do we want to be going for this par 5 and 2? Do we want to lay up? And so there's a lot of strategy involved. And, we've always talked to our team that we want to be one of the smartest ones in the country, one of the smartest teams in the country, and so that's really what we try to do.
I think it's really fascinating the way that golf has become so technology-based. You and I have talked about that before with the course books that you have at the pro level that are just so detailed. I mean, you guys are essentially putting that together for each of your individuals, it sounds like.
We are. So we work with a great company called Putt View, and Andrew Treadway, he actually played golf here, college golf here at Oregon. So
Pro Ducks.
They do an incredible job of just getting us mapped out for each golf course, essentially trying to make it feel like it's our home course in a sense, right? So they've come so far. I've been coaching college golf now for 10 years. I remember first couple of years me hand drawing out there trying to map it out, and now I'm so thankful that these companies come in and they can get good information in our hands.
Do you still have some of your original course books?
Oh, that wasn't worth keeping. No.
Man, that'd be a cool thing to have in the office, though. Like, first one you ever drew up on the wall.
Man, my handwriting's a little suspect.
Well, so's mine. I can't even draw a smiley face.
Wow.
No, truthfully, you would not. You would think that it looked like a smirk rather than a smile. Like I am just I have such bad handwriting. It's really awful. Derek Radley joining us, Oregon women's golf head coach. Traveling out to the NCAA regionals, #1 seed in Albuquerque. Follow along Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I do have to ask you about Cynthia Liu. 2 times she has been the Pac-12 golfer of the month. She had a historic round in round 2, I believe, of the Pac-12 championship. 1 stroke off the championship record. Just how special was she that day? How special has she been at the end of this season?
Great players play great when it means the most, and Cynthia does just that. I mean, we got together in a little huddle after the rain delay in round 2, and we talked about. I looked at everybody and I said, "All right," I said, "Our magic, it starts now."
Yeah.
And they looked at me and I said, "Let's go." And so I said, I want everybody attacking pins. And Cynthia, hands down, is one of the best ball strikers I've ever seen. And so for her to feel comfortable in a setting where the ground was soft from the rain and she can just hit it right at the flag sticks, she has birdie opportunities on every hole.
Yeah.
And for her to do what she did was the others were feeding off of that, and I'll never forget, we made 14 birdies in 9 holes in that second round, and it changed everything. But so proud of the team and especially Cynthia for bringing home an individual title and helping her team out.
Talking about the team, the entire lineup, all conference, that's unique. I mean, that's a rare feat to have. Just how special is that? To put it in perspective for fans.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened before.
It's not happened at Oregon, I can tell you that.
We had 3 first teams and 2 honorable mention. So all 5 of our starters were all Pac-12 awards. And so I think it's just testimony to their hard work and their belief in not only themselves but in each other. Yeah. And we always talk about you're only as good as your 4th and 5th player. Mm-hmm. Our 4th and 5th player are pretty dang good. So, that's the thing is usually to set our lineup for the next event, we go off of the results from the previous event. And it's so fun as a coach to see it change every single week because the 5th man one tournament could finish first and vice versa. So so excited to have such a strong starting lineup, and you need that when it comes down to postseason. But you can really see their confidence continuing to build week in and week out. And I hope that they lean on the success that we had from this season with 4 wins all over the country.
Yeah.
Knowing that we can compete in any climate, any elevation. They're battle tested, and so I can't wait to see what we do in postseason.
So postseason, remind fans, if you could, just your perspective from the coach's chair on how things work in a regional round, because this is a little different this year than years past.
It is. So this year they added 2 additional regionals to mimic the men. So we actually have 6 sites now, and so it's a little bit less teams at each site, so there's 12, and then the top 4 advance to the national championship. And we're hopeful maybe in future years to come that we can mimic exactly what the men do and get 5 teams from each site making it through, equaling 30 at the national championship. But nevertheless, we're going to have 24 there this year. So, just like any other tournament, we want to go down and try to win. We're not just trying to finish top 4. We want to go down and try to win and punch our ticket to the national championship.
Well, and I do want to say this is a team that has had a historic run of top 5 finishes. And we were talking actually about top 5 finishes. You've heard me mention it on the show, just how difficult that is to do. Well, top 5 just isn't good enough anymore. Isn't that amazing that we're sitting here and saying, like, you can finish top 5? That's usually like, hey, top 5 in a tournament, let's go.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go into it with that mentality.
Yeah, we're going to take every shot. You know, we always talk about from start to finish. So that round 1, we are going to be the first wave out in the morning, so we could potentially have a little bit less wind. So we need to take advantage right out of the gates and come out blazing. So we're excited with the opportunity. You know, we talk about it, though. It's every tournament we go play, it's not like we need to do anything special. We just need to be us and rely on our talent and our course knowledge and confidence in each other. And so I'm excited to see what we can do in New Mexico.
I'm always interested, you know, like golf is such a, you play the course, like you're kind of playing yourself in a lot of ways. Is there an advantage in a situation like this to go first or go last? Does it depend more on the weather? Can you see how other teams are playing certain things? I don't know. Is there an advantage to that?
Yeah, sure. Any advantage, Coach Monica and I, we're trying to get an eye right and help our team in any way that we can. But yeah, it just depends. It's really weather based, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you hear of in the pros if you get a good draw or a bad draw, and I think it's going to be pretty consistent throughout the time there. I don't see rain or any inclement weather coming in. Just as we go on throughout the day, it'll be a little bit hotter, and certainly the wind can pick up more. So I think the earlier the better, and that's why we're excited to get after that first round.
Derek Radley, one of 20 coaches up for National Coach of the Year, by the way. Congrats, buddy.
It's about the team, buddy. But
it is, but you know, I think that Coach of the Year is often a team award. You know what I mean?
No question.
I feel like that says something about your squad.
Yeah, so proud of them and thankful for all the resources that we have here. Somebody was asking me the other day, were you a little bit nervous, you know, going into that final round for the Pac-12 championship? And I said, I'm more nervous coaching to my son's coaches pitch team, trying to get them to get a hit than I was in my team. I got faith in our Ducks, and I'm so excited to see what we can do.
That's pretty great. Well, I'll just leave you with this. Just keys to success. You've hit on a few. Just sum it up for fans. What are the keys to success to move on in a regional?
You know, I think staying healthy, getting enough sleep, definitely enough hydration going to New Mexico, being able to adjust to the climate and the conditions quickly, which we've proven we can do all year, but we're just going to be us. And I'm confident in them, and I think they're confident in each other that we know we can go and get the job done.
Coach, good luck.
Thanks so much, Joey.
Safe travels. We'll talk to you after the regional round, all right?
Sounds great.
Derek Radley, the Oregon women's golf head coach. We caught up with him earlier this week. They're actually traveling out tomorrow, I believe, to Albuquerque. They'll get, as you heard, a little bit of time on the course to get familiar, and then the regionals are here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be following along here on Duck Insider. When we come back, we're going to switch gears and spend a good amount of time talking with Jason Dillard, the Oregon beach volleyball head coach. Haven't had him on the show yet. That's on me, because he could do the job that I'm doing right now. Jason Dillard next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
As my family continued to grow, I realized I'd have to replace my beloved Jeep with something that has, well, more seats. I'm Jason Hines, Country Financial Rep and father of 7. Whether you're upgrading from your sporty ride with no room for a car seat or finally replacing your well-loved beater that still has a cassette player, you'll want the right protection for your new car. Work with a Country Financial Rep like me and get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Learn more at TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
What is dedication?
My daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
These are the sounds of a dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. I'm Joey Mack here with you inside the Country Financial Studio. The next few segments we're going to spend talking with Jason Dillard, the Oregon Beach volleyball head coach. They put together a program record for wins. Their season came to a close, and they were actually pretty darn close to making it to the NCAA tournament, which is only a 16-team tournament for beach volleyball. More on that with Jason Dillard. It was great getting to know him, of course, the husband of indoor associate head coach Erica Dillard, and so we had a little bit of fun talking about that. Part one of our conversation with the beach volleyball head coach, Jason Dillard. Talking beach volleyball, Jason Dillard is here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, first time that we've had you in the Country Financial Studio. Thanks for coming in, and I got to tell you, it was so much fun for me as a Santa Cruz, California native to watch the performances over the course of the season for you guys in the beach season. It's a program record for wins, and just congrats on a great season. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to be here.
I don't know if you've been warned about this, but before we talk about anything else, you have to tell us your 2-minute life story. It's the first time you've ever been on the show.
2 minutes. Okay.
We will time it.
Okay.
And your old buddy Dave Butler is currently the leader as getting closest to 2 minutes. He did it in a minute 59.76.
That's impressive. He's practicing at home. He knew about the 2 minute mark.
It's possible. He's
just trying to squeeze as much useless info as possible to fill that 2 minutes.
It's possible. So I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The 2-minute life story of Jason Dillard.
2 minute life story. Born Yorba Linda, California, birthplace of Richard Nixon. Went to Esperanza High School, was a baseball player my whole life, fell in love with basketball, and then fell in love with the gym. Started playing volleyball on the blacktop. If you can believe that, we played blacktop volleyball in 6th grade with a group of friends. And so by the time I got to make a decision in high school, what do I want to do for a spring sport? No brainer, we're playing volleyball. My dad's tragically disappointed to this day. He's like, you could have been a great baseball player. But I just love the gym. I like being in the gym, love being a gym rat, and played volleyball post-college, post-high school, played 2 years at Santa Monica City College, started coaching right after that. You know, you finish your indoor career, and you love it so much, you keep going. So started at Santa Monica Beach Club, coaching with Gene Selznick, beach volleyball legend. Had no idea who he was. No clue. None. So that's how it started. Ended up thinking about getting on the college coaching, circuit. Had an opportunity to buy a club called Golden West Volleyball Club in Anaheim. Got that. Decided I didn't want to go on the college coaching circuit. I was living in Newport Beach at the time. Good gig, Newport Beach, Anaheim, no problem.
Yeah.
So anyway, did all that. Long story short, my wife, who coached at Long Beach State, and that's where she met Matt Ulmer on the indoor side. Matt got the job here. We decided to move up and join him, and then right place, right time for this beach volleyball gig, and here I am.
That's pretty good. That was.
Did I go over?
No, you didn't go over.
Okay, good.
That was a minute and 43 seconds.
Okay, not bad.
I think that was pretty solid.
Not bad.
That was pretty good. I mean, so I will tell you, I believe if I remember correctly, your wife was about 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Oh yeah.
So that was I thought, pretty close. Ulmer's was like 5 minutes long.
100%. He's got a lot to say.
He does.
Those post-game meetings, man.
He does.
I just got to start the car and take the kids.
I don't know if you saw this, and I'm sure you have one of these, but we have been graced with the Matt Ulmer first career win volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
Oregon 3, Nebraska 1. This was the ball that hit the floor. Coach Ulmer always said that he wanted it to be left in the studio so that I always had to think about him every day.
That's right. Well, that's important. You should think of Matt every day.
Yeah, he's coming on the baseball broadcast next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly, I don't know what to expect. I haven't talked to him in a while. I feel like he's going to really bust me.
Be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready. I'm sure he's been studying up, and so just be ready.
All right.
Just be ready. Be prepared.
Okay. I'm ready for you, Coach Ulmer. Jason Dillard joining us. All right, so I have multiple follow-ups to your life story.
Sure.
As you can imagine. So you said right place, right time to take the head beach job. Can can I ask, like, it wasn't just right place, right time. It was you earned this opportunity.
I think I did. I think I'm qualified. Just quickly, like the year before, coming out of COVID, a lot of things happening with the beach volleyball program. Janice Harris, unfortunately, her husband was very sick. The indoor team was, had their spring season post-COVID. So really there's nobody around to help with the beach program. So I just kind of jumped in. And honestly, like, the kids were amazing. The players were amazing. They were super welcoming. Were very, respectful, but also it was fun for me to be able to coach a little bit. And I really just gravitated towards the beach, volleyball in general. It's a cool vibe. Yeah. It's a little more relaxed than the indoor side, but it's also very different. So it was, kind of a challenge, having only briefly done it as a community college coach, just a small couple of seasons in the community college level. But I've been around volleyball my whole life, and everyone starts playing two-man beach volleyball. Living in California, that's where you figure it out. But I have, a 20-year coaching career, and volleyball is volleyball to a certain extent, and really is about managing and running a program and taking care of the individual, because it's more of an individualized sport than it's a team sport, but it's made up of individuals vying for spots and trying to make sure they're compatible with each other and as many people as possible. So I certainly think I'm qualified. I think this year speaks a little bit for itself. Like, we did a really good job this year. That has a lot to do with everybody involved, not just me. But I'm very happy.
I really meant that as a, like, because as you do when you're in my chair, right? You read someone's bio, you go through all the different connections that you have.
Sure.
And I thought to myself when I was reading Zach's press release, actually, when you got the job, I'm going like, I mean, I understand, like he's in town, but damn, like, look at
he's
all.
Gonna
look
be
at
on
this
time.
resume.
He's gonna be on time for the interview for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm just going like, man, this is an impressive resume, and so I
appreciate that.
I was just fascinated by the story of, like, hey, sometimes the stars align, kind of a thing, and I look at this year. I mean, a program record for wins. So hey, congratulations again. Well done to you and the student athletes.
No, student athletes for sure.
What was the transition like, and what did you do to acclimate yourself more to get back to the beach as you came from the indoor side?
Yeah, no, it was nice to get that kind of sneak peek into just how the tournaments run,
sure,
and what the formats are and what the lineup sheet looks like, just all the kind of ins and outs. It was nice to be able to have that small experience, the previous year, but really just kind of having an idea of what, I wanted to do and kind of scripting out what I wanted for our preseason and how that would lead into, our in competition season, and looking at the schedule that Janice had put together the year before. Is a very challenging schedule. And just really the goal was at the beginning to make sure that we were as compatible with each other as possible, because you just don't know what's going to happen. If COVID taught us anything, or the year before, really taught us anything, like, you have to be prepared for the thing you don't expect.
Yeah.
And so that was a big goal, and the players bought in, and they did a great job. And we did have to make quite a number of changes along the way, and we were still competitive in almost every single match that we played this year. So it was very successful for me, I think.
How do you go about pairing athletes? I mean, what's that process like? Take fans inside practice.
Yeah, I mean, at the top level, the ones position, right, it's physicality, and who can match up physically with, kind of the tallest and most athletic players. We were very fortunate to have Brooke Nunaviller come out and partner with Reagan Hope, and they were a match for everybody. They had an amazing record overall for the season, but they had some epic battles against SC, going 3 versus the number 1 pair in the country at Pac-12 North, and they had 4 amazing battles with Washington, and they just played great. So that's the easy pair, right? Like, we just take our most physical players, and here we go. And then from there, it kind of follows that same rubric all the way down. But then there's some play with 3s, 4s, and 5s, and it depends on your personnel. But we kind of took the approach that just our best volleyball players that can do X, Y, and Z fill into this spot. But there was definitely some play between, honestly, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s all season. Daly and Mad started at 2s. They ended up at 3s. Alex Leita and B. Wedden started at 4s, ended up at 2s. So things just kind of evolved throughout the season. You just got to be ready to make those moves.
Chemistry, I feel like, has to be a big part of it too, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
who plays the best with each other.
Yeah, and who complements the other person. Like B and Alex, for instance. Like B is an amazing setter. Like she can set the ball from anywhere. Bump set, hand set. She's just very talented that way. And Alex, this was her first beach season, so I thought it was – and she's also one of our more physical athletes, and she can really hammer the ball. But being able to put that ball in that spot really helps her out and makes that successful partnership happen.
Chatting with Jason Dillard, Oregon Beach volleyball head coach. When we come back, a little bit more on his career, a little bit more on the growth of that sport. A lot more to come on Duck Insider. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
Money isn't interested in the fact that you dream of going to Greece, and it doesn't pace at night wondering how you'll pay for braces 3 times. The point is, money without people is just money. Only people can use it to run the family ranch, buy their first house, or adopt a happy old dog. To us, the powerful thing about money isn't money at all. It's helping you harness the power of yours. On Point. People are the point. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. If you're just joining us, Oregon men's golf, they're in again. NCAA tournament coming up. They're going to regionals here in a couple weeks. Congratulations to the Oregon men's golf team. A few more other news and notes for you coming up, but I want to continue our conversation with Jason Dillard, the Oregon Beach volleyball head coach. Got to know him a little bit and talked about a record-setting season for his Ducks. 14 wins over the course of the year.
Yep.
And I feel like you had some that were close.
Yeah.
Man, that exhale says it all. Oh, man.
It's hard. Like, you want to look at the season and you want to say, oh, man, this is – but as a coach, you're just like, well, that one got away.
Yeah.
And there are definitely a handful in there that we would like to maybe do over. But I also think some of those losses at certain flights, because it was kind of different people, different time, different pairs, different times. And it really led to us growing – and probably led to us getting that win against Arizona, and allowing us to compete hard against ASU that next match in Pac-12 North, to be able to go up to Alki in Seattle and sweep Washington 5-0, which is, for us, like, that is extremely difficult to do, to have everybody click at the same time and get 5 wins. I don't know if we do that if we don't have those struggles.
It's very similar to tennis, what you're talking about in the collegiate tennis level. And I bring that up. I was actually just talking with Coach Nagel about this. Like, getting everybody to click at the same time is so tough in your sport.
Oh, it's so hard. You know, you don't want to all plateau right at the same time.
Yeah.
But you'd also like three of them to just be clicking on all cylinders at all times and then see what you can get elsewhere.
Sure.
But no, they, you know, overall we had probably a week and a half lull. You know, coming out of Pac-12 South, going to Boise, we really struggled. But again, I think through that struggle, you know, we just got back to work and kept at it, and then found success on the other side. So it didn't determine the rest of our season. It didn't determine our attitude towards practicing and getting better. But yeah, it was hard for you know, a week or 10 days, but we pushed through it. So
senior day was a special one. I know.
It was.
And you know, I was talking about this on the show actually, that it was such a cool thing for me. I couldn't make it out there. I was on the air during the time.
Yeah.
But just seeing the video, the photos of everybody, and just how cool it was, how cool of an environment it felt like, just how rewarding was that as a coach for this entire team to have sort of that day of celebration?
It was the best. This is our first group of beach-only seniors to come through. And so it was a special day for them, especially, I mean, you think about all the athletes and all the students that are here, right? The years of COVID and, like, you know, coming through that and finally kind of being back to, you know, what we would consider as normal. And it was a celebration of all of that. You know, it was all the struggles and, you know, the perseverance that it takes to continue on as an athlete at a college and university. Like, it was a big day. And I was really happy for him. It just like you said, the environment was great. I mean, all the pictures kind of tell the story. It was very joyful.
Yeah.
Portland got to do theirs too, so that was nice to be able to, you know, help them have their own senior day. But yeah, it was a really great day.
That's cool.
Really was.
Jason Dillard joining us, Oregon Beach volleyball head coach. I wanted to ask you, too, a little bit about the growth of this sport in general, you know, because so Jody Sykes, who's the sports administrator for beach volleyball, was on with us earlier in the week, and she said, yeah, you know, it was really interesting to see that Cal got in to the field, and it's only a field of 16 for the NCAA tournament, and you know, that was a very similar looking team to you guys. You guys played them in that Pac-12 tournament, played them tough. I mean, just the growth of the sport, you're in the Pac-12. Man, I mean, it feels like the trajectory is on the right track.
No, it goes back to what you said a little earlier, just about the close. I mean, we're there, you know, like Pac-12 South, first time out, we go 3 with Stanford in 3 of our flights. You know, we play Cal very tough, and so, you know, we're a player or 2 away, and you know, I think it's on us next year to really continue, you know, the growth that started this year. And if we can build on that, I think, you know, we can be in that mix. You know, Cal not only goes through the championship and beats Stanford, but they get the 11 seed in the national tournament. Right. You know, so it's not like, you know, it's not like they're, you know, we talked before, it's not like they just get that 16 seed. Like there's some credibility when you come out of this conference, and this conference is extremely difficult. So you could say the same thing about ASU being very close, and a lot of other schools too. Washington, Utah are all making strides. So, you know, we got to do a good job recruiting, and we gotta keep battling.
The obvious question then is, what is the next step for your program, for the sport as a whole in the Pac-12?
Well, you know, the sport as a whole is growing rapidly. You know, they have to kind of come up with some ideas for the colleges that are located in spots where you can't necessarily play outdoors. But I think they'll work through that and come up with, you know, some sort of policy for, you know, indoor versus outdoor venues and what events count and what don't and things like that. Right now it's optional, right? Like, so if the weather's bad and you have an indoor option, you can do it and it will still count. But there's kind of a gray area. But I think as far as growing the sport, it's going to continue to grow. There's so many indoor players that have transitioned to the beach, and that aspect of it is really exciting for recruiting, you know, first and foremost, like just more athletes doing it and having, you know, kind of solely played beach since the time they were 14 or 15. They just made that decision. So, I mean, there's more experienced players coming up, you know, whereas that group was very small, you know, even 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that part's really exciting. You're getting a product, you know, as they come through, that is very knowledgeable, has played a bunch of matches, and been in some big positions too, and played in some big matches before college. So
we talked with Jody also about looking for land to build the venue that you guys deserve.
Yeah, anybody got some?
I mean,
we'll take it.
There's the call, right? But that would be a big next step. For
yeah, absolutely. Jody's been a great advocate. I've enjoyed working with her. She's been amazing. And we'll get there. It's a process. I think hiring me was important, just to have somebody steering the ship full time. And we're working on some things administratively, but certainly, looking towards, whether it's purchasing land, other options, whatever. I'm open to anything, because I think it would really, if it were on campus or near campus, it could really kind of not transform campus, but I think beach volleyball could be a big part of campus life.
I agree, and I will tell you a story about me, the college kid. There's one sand volleyball court that exists on the main Oregon campus.
You got Carson Court. Good old Carson Court.
He knows. See? Oh, yeah. And I was going to say,
we can't go back. We were saying Amazon.
But when the sun was out, like, everyone was there.
Oh, man, no. So tomorrow it's supposed to be 72. I guarantee you go out to Carson Court, you're going to have 40 people playing volleyball. Guaranteed.
And that I feel like it's such a reflection of what it could be.
Yeah.
Right? So
absolutely.
I'm with you, Coach.
Well, and I can't tell you how many days that were rainy and pretty awful, and then we would get out there and at 3 o'clock, sunshine.
Well, if you don't like the weather in Oregon, wait 5 minutes.
Just wait 5 minutes.
That is the rule.
We like to say it never rains at Amazon Park.
It never does.
But it occasionally does hail.
Sure. Sure.
So there's that.
That just blends into the sand.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. We got more to come with Jason Dillard, the beach volleyball head coach here for the Ducks. When we come back, part 3 of our chat. More after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Summer starts here at your local Toyota dealer. Come in for huge savings on great Toyotas, like the adventurous RAV4, the sleek Venza, and the Ruby Highlander. For more information, visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a Country Financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
Summer starts here at your local Toyota dealer. Come in for huge savings on great Toyotas, like the adventurous RAV4, the sleek Venza, and the Ruby Highlander. For more information, visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s, like go back to college, learn to skateboard. Whoa. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. At aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a free 3-minute chat with the friendly digital retirement coach, Avo, and receive personalized tips to help boost your savings. Start chatting with Avo today at aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. I'm Joey Mack. We've been talking with Jason Dillard, the beach volleyball head coach for the Ducks. I caught up with him earlier this week, and it was really fun for me getting to know him and then talking about what's next for this program, and also, of course, having a little bit of fun because beach volleyball, well, sometimes you're going to be playing it in some conditions, aren't you? Tell us a little bit about the roster outlook moving forward. I mean, you're going to be out recruiting, and I know that's kind of the next step for you now.
Yeah, I think, it's a big summer, kind of get my feet wet, not just, 23s, but kind of starting to look at the, the younger players coming up. I mean, that's kind of the game, right? Like, you got to be ahead of the curve. Getting ready to start some phone calls with some 2024s probably here in the next, what is it, about a month, a little less than a month, or a little more than a month, and then just see if we can make some headway there. Like I said, there's more kids, and we have to be involved in a lot more conversations than the bigger guys, right? So we got to cast a large net and make sure that we get some people on campus, because once we get athletes to come here and see what it's all about and see the campus and what the University of Oregon offers, we're in the mix with anybody. Yeah. I really believe that. And, so we just got to get them here.
I'm in. I'm in for that. So I have to ask you something that's completely out of left field.
Yeah.
Thoughts on breakfast burritos?
Love them.
Okay.
Love them. I've been chastised a couple times recently for not buying one for my wife.
This is why it was brought up. Erica texted me yesterday.
Yeah, she may have planted a couple seeds, and then yesterday I just got a breakfast burrito and showed up to the office and unfortunately mentioned that I had one. I could have just played it off.
That was the mistake.
She was like, "Do you want to go get some chicken and rice?" I'm like, "No, I had a breakfast burrito." Oh no. Yeah. So the next time I roll through Burrito Boy, I better get. If I don't get 2, I should just get 3 and just have one,
just in case.
Just in case somebody else wants one.
So the reason that this comes up, as many listeners, viewers of Duck Insider know, and Scott, if you could pull it off the wall, that would be great. We have the famous Dillard Ulmer scoreboard. To be honest with you, this began as a joke, completely because of Erica, and now it's continued. Well, currently it's Ulmer 4, Dillard 3. I would like to make a motion that you can be included in the Dillard portion of the Dillard Ulmer scoreboard.
Can I get in the just jump in?
Well,
it's a team.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I look at it, you have the same last name. Who's to know which Dillard is which?
I agree completely. We're a pair.
So I think I would like to make that motion.
I'm in.
That is 4 in the studio. Zach Lawson, who is in charge of communications for both volleyball programs, has also been. So that's a 4. I got to think Erica's on this team.
She's definitely on this.
So that's 5-1.
She's the team.
That's 5-1, Coach Ulmer. I think that we can now. We can say that this is now a group effort for the Dillard Ulmer scoreboard.
1,000%. Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it.
Great. So we're happy that you're here.
Yeah, we're a little behind, so we got to get going.
And the scoring system has never been defined.
Yeah, exactly.
We've never outlined actually what it takes to move up. But one of them was of course your wife coaching like a week after giving birth to a child.
Yeah,
so.
She's amazing. She is amazing.
I
knew that was going to happen. Like it was, with Caden, even 3 years ago, if they weren't on the road, like she almost got on the plane after a week. Like the doctor was like, nursing newborn, like probably shouldn't fly.
Sure.
But she, asked the question.
Of course.
Yeah, of course she did.
Yeah.
And so since we were home, I mean, I got the baby. It's fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Like, go coach it up.
But how special is that?
No, she's a trooper. She just loves the sport, but she loves the players. She just loves the athletes, and wants to be there, wants to be part of that team, and literally cannot keep her from it.
You guys really, I feel like, are the definition of you live the lifestyle.
For sure.
The Dillard clan.
This last, I mean, she deserves amazing kudos, and she kind of has an idea of what I do when she's in season, but like this was off the charts, right? We were traveling every weekend.
Yeah.
We got 3 kids. We've never had 3 kids before. Yeah.
It happens.
It's a little overwhelming, to be perfectly honest.
You're outnumbered.
Seemingly by a lot, right? It's only by 1, but it feels like 10 on 1 at times. But no, she's absolutely amazing and did such a great job keeping things together. And we definitely have some family time we need to
Catch up
get back to her and I for a little bit here. We're going away for Memorial Day weekend and leaving the kids with some babysitters, so that'll be really, really nice.
Well, if there's one thing that I learned from Coach Dillard, the other Coach Dillard this week, is that the moral of the story was always bring your wife a breakfast burrito.
Yes.
And she told me that because I'm going to become a father in August.
Oh man, congrats!
Thank you. And so she said, I know that you're gonna become not 2 but 3. So always bring her a breakfast burrito.
Always.
That's what she told me.
This is a good solid rule for just life. Generally.
Life in general.
Yeah. Just bring an extra.
Well,
you'll always find a taker.
That's right. You will. You will, especially here. And I will tell you, great job on the attire.
Yeah,
today.
I thought I'd bring the beach vibe in.
But I gotta make sure though. I mean, you see, you went with the proper footwear.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolutely the way to go.
Yep.
And there are no socks with those.
No,
sandals.
you can't. Look at this. I mean, no sock tan. That's one of the most
good.
amazing things about the job.
Yeah.
You just bringing the tan home with you.
That is something that Beach has on indoor.
It is not a small thing.
I understand.
Yes,
I understand. We have covered a lot of ground today. Jason Dillard, hey, thank you.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
And best of luck. We'll do this again soon.
All right, sounds good.
Jason Dillard was such a great interview that I'm tempted to put another one up on that scoreboard. Dillard 3, Ulmer 4. Ulmer's on the baseball broadcast on Tuesday. I think we're going to have to talk about this on Tuesday. I think it's going to come up. Yeah. We got some thinking to do. We're going to get a timeout. When we come back, some news and notes around Oregon athletics, some pretty cool postseason honors for both tennis programs after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As my family continued to grow, I realized I'd have to replace my beloved Jeep with something that has, well, more seats. I'm Jason Hines, Country Financial Rep and father of 7. Whether you're upgrading from your sporty ride with no room for a car seat or finally replacing your well-loved beater that still has a cassette player, you'll want the right protection for your new car. Work with a Country Financial Rep like me and get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Learn more at TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse? Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon. Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack here with you. Women's lacrosse yesterday against Colorado in the Pac-12 tournament. The Ducks lost to Colorado 13-11 just a couple weeks ago to conclude the regular season. Oregon women's lacrosse was great in this game. 9 consecutive goals scored in the second quarter. They built an 11-2 advantage before beating Colorado 14-10. They're advancing to the Pac-12 tournament semifinals. They went 4-13 so far this year. Let's make it 5. The Ducks against Stanford at 4:30 on Pac-12 Network this afternoon. But the Buffs, that's a good team that Oregon just beat. Chelsea Oppin said, quote, "The team came together and reset after our last game. We had a great week of practice competing hard against each other and getting back to the basics." Back to the basics. Let's hope the basics lead to a victory over Stanford. 4:30 this afternoon. If you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour, we'll catch you up on what happens tomorrow on the show. Hey, this is cool. The Senior Class Award. You've heard me talk about it in reference to a few baseball players in the past. Kyle Kasser, the most recent finalist for the award. Sam Nowitzki, Colby Summers, Tanner Smith. The Ducks had 3 seniors on the semifinalist list for the Senior Class Award. If you're not familiar, you have to be excellent in the community, classroom, have great character, and be excelling in competition. Ducks have 2 of the 10 finalists in the entire country for this award in Colby Summers and Tanner Smith. Smith, a Newport Beach, California native, he actually graduated in the winter with a 3.22 GPA in political science. He's been involved in so many things off the field for the Ducks, and he's also one of the better hitters that the Pac-12 has seen in the last 2 seasons. This year, hitting .319 with 9 home runs, heading into that series in Corvallis. 7 o'clock first pitch on Friday tomorrow. Colby Summers, a senior from Hillsboro, Oregon, already graduated with a degree in general social science business and is working on his master's in sports product management. He's had a dominant couple seasons for the Ducks, and both of these guys have been involved with Team Impact, Heroes. Colby Summers worked with the Miracle League. Finalists were actually chosen for this award by a selection committee of the 30 semifinalists. Their peers voted for them, and 2 Ducks are on the final 10 on the ballot. Fan voting begins immediately for the Senior Class Award. The Ducks could use your help. You can find more info on the Oregon Baseball social media and on GoDucks.com. Click on that baseball tab. You'll see it. Oregon men's tennis player Joshua Charlton has earned second-team All-Pac-12 honors. That got announced yesterday. Second straight season that Charlton has earned the distinction, doing so alongside teammate Emmanuel Koss last season. Played the #1 singles position for the Ducks. He went 11-7. Congratulations, Joshua Charlton. And worth noting, too, Quinn Vanekesteel and Jasper Klove-Nielsen were honorable mention. In women's tennis, freshman Sophie Lucier received second-team All-Pac-12 recognition. Karin Young and Maya Pecci each earned honorable mention recognition from the conference. And Oregon women's tennis, 11 a.m. tomorrow in the NCAA tournament. We'll tell you more about it then. See you, everybody.
Is that a faucet running?
That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're not too cool for me, and in return, I